Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and we're not doing a full pack today. Today, as you can see, something that a lot of people have been asking me about, and I thought, well, let's bring it up here because there are certain things that I can do of the Fanhome release and build the Fast and Furious Nissan Skyline. Nissan or Nissan? Depends what location you're in. Okay, so we got stages 99 to 104 here. Now, I'm not going to be doing them all because there is a lot to do in these stages. Plus, I'm waiting for the last pack to come because if you remember, there's going to be some replacements because some of the detailing of on the sides here are out of alignment. I'm going to show you that on a close-up camera now. Those replacements are coming, and what I don't want to do is piece everything together only to have to take it apart again. But I am aware that there are some things I can do now to actually progress this build a little bit more forward. So without further ado, let's do that now. I am going to just put down the link as well to this build down the bottom there, and we do have that QR code on the screen. Let's get cracking. Okay, look, this is what the car is looking like at the moment. Now, the body section is not actually on the car. I've just put it on top. It's not fitted at all, but I am going to need to take that off in a second. We are going to start this build with stage 99. And here is the instructions for that. As you see, we've got these little parts here, which I'm going to be putting together. And then I've got the rear what they call it, the media center, I guess, that I'm going to be putting into place here. Then I'm going to be putting this into the upside down part of the bodywork, just like that. Making sure that's all fitted into place. Looks like I've got to do a lot of wire tidy on here. Putting this into place, see what I mean? There's a lot to do just in one stage here. So at the end, that's how it's looking. Okay, so here we go. It's only a small pack, funny enough. Look at that, a small pack, but loads to do. So this is stage 99. And it's very much apparent that I'm going to need my magnifying glasses right off the bat today. Because look, check out these little O-rings we've got. Wow, they're tiny. Okay. Get these out. Get me tweezers here. These are brand new tweezers because I need to fit these over the indents of these shafts here. So, they are basically like elastic bands. So if you put them in at an angle and pin it with your thumb, you should be able to get the other bits over, although that bit's not easy either. There we go. I've got one in just at the top. We're going to continue doing that down the line here. You know what? It does help if you've got nails, but that ain't easy. There's the second one, because you need your nail to hold it in place while you put it over the top there and then just roll it down. And there you go. All of that just so I can get looking like that. I bet you the people that have already done this, some of them I bet didn't have an issue with this at all. I really am finding this bit hard. Although it is getting easier. By the look of it, they have gave us some spares in here. And there you go. That's all done. Okay, I want these KP screws. And I'm going to be attaching these to these brackets here. So I want one to go in this way here with a KP screw. Perfect. So that's one in there. Do the same on the other side here. And there you go. That's that one in as well. Let's get that a little bit tighter. Don't want it too tight though. Okay, let's bring over the media center. And I'm very much aware we haven't seen some of these for some time. That's looking like this. Now these are going to be going onto the back sections just here. Now the good news is they do have locating lugs at the bottom of these. They're going into the larger holes just behind here. So this one is going to go just in here like that. It's going to be held in with an AP screw. Perfect. And by the process of elimination, this one's going to go in this side just here. Okay, I'm just going to tidy my workstation up a little bit because I'm going to bring the mat up, which is lovely and fluffy as you can see. Okay, and this is what the body looks like when it's not on the car. Now, I've noticed that I've got dust on my window right on the inside. I don't know how that's happened, but there you go. Just clean that up. It has been a while since we have seen this, obviously. Right, let's turn this upside down. So I can actually take this section out here. And I'm glad I have, because I do have a mistake on here, which I didn't realise in the last pack. And that is these hinges are actually on the wrong way. I need to just switch them around. So let me do that now. I don't think anyone noticed in the last video, I did have to say. Right, let's get these out. And then I can put this on where it goes. You know, knowing I'm not doing a full pack today really does take the stress off. I think I should do this more when we've got stages that do have a lot to do. Okay, there we go. They're in the right way now. So let's bring over this bodywork. And as I said, we're going to be putting the lead through here, making sure I'm not trapping any leads. Offering this up from the bottom here. So that when this is in, and I'm not trapping any wires, it's going to fit into the brackets just here and here. That looks good. I'm not pinching anything. Yep, we're good. Okay, I'm going to need to put this into place. So I have got some clips to put in. Now these look like this, and these came in stage 94. These are actually going to be going over these hinges here on that side and one this side here. This is going to keep these in place. And I'm holding them in with flanged AJM screws. Those screws come in this stage, and I am using my large PH1 screwdriver to get these fully in position. Perfect. So that boot is now attached to the car. Okay, I'm going to be putting the media center into the car now, so it does mean I've got to sort out these wires here. So this orange wire, I'm going to want that to be going straight up. So I am going to just bend the lead round there. The wire underneath, I'm bending that round as well, because I'm going to need that to go up here. That's 2. I'm going to do the same on this side with the green and blue wire, which is labelled K, and this up wire here. So they're going over the top. Now the wires at the side here, now these are the wires that are brittle. This one's labelled E. I'm just going to just slot into this section here, because these need to go round the side like this. So I'm putting them in so they're not going to impede anything over here. I'm going to do the same on the other side. The I cable here is going to be going sort of like on top of the media center I'm about to put in. I think we're pretty much good to go there. So I've got 4 wires here, which are going to be sitting on top of the media center. This one here is going to be fitting underneath the media center. All the rest have been traced around the model here so as not to get in the way. So this is actually going to be going in here now, just like this. It's going to be fitting over the lugs at the bottom there. Don't think I've impeded anything. I think everything's still good. Let me just double check everything. I'm being meticulous to make sure I haven't trapped any leads. This lead that we've got coming from the boot is going through the slot at the bottom. Everything else does have a place. That's good. These leads here are going to be going over the top of this section, as you can see. And herein does lie a problem, which I'm just going to demonstrate to you. And that problem is here we've got a light, which is going to go into that media section, which isn't long enough. As you can see, I mean, I could try and bend it round. I don't know, it might go in there. I'm going to hook it in there anyway, just like that at the moment. Mike Lane does do an extension for that light, just so you know. But it does mean replacing it from this point here. I don't know, we'll figure how that goes. But in the meantime, I just wanted to get this in here like it is, just like that. What it does mean, it means we're left with I on the top here, and we're left with W on the top here, and we're also left with S on the top here. All the other wires are coming out of there. So what I need to do now is fix that into place, because that's going to fall out. Now, it's not going to be in place for too long, so they don't want me to put this in fully at the moment. Obviously that can fall back out, so I need to turn it over. So for that reason, I'm just going to tape that in for a second. I do have some screw holes down the bottom. The reason I'm not putting anything in them is because I think I've got to manipulate a couple of those struts on the other side of this. So let me put it in like that and turn this over. Now I need the trunk multimedia screen assembly, which looks like that. And I'm going to be putting that into place. And this is why this lead here, this LED, is too short. See, even though I've managed to get it in the hole, which you can probably see there, there is no way I'm going to be able to feed it into this. So I am going to make that LED lead longer. And everything I need is going to be in this box here. This is the extension set from Mike Lane. This is going to help us put the wiring together when we're piecing the parts together. But there's also an LED in here to extend that media center light. No, Mike, thank you for providing this little fix here. So what I'm going to do is unplug this wire. As you can see, this is what it looks like. We've got a white light here. We've got a light here, and then we've got the extension lead here. Now this is labeled S because the replacement looks exactly the same, except this time we've got the blue multimedia light in it. But this one here is going to go into the hole at the back. And it's exactly the same way as you can see, but now we've got a longer lead just on here. Okay, simple fix. Right, let's put this back in. And now you can see, look how much length I've got on that light there, which can just actually go in there just like that, which will now enable me to turn this upside down. Here it is here, and you can see how easy this is going to be just to plug this into the back of this media center section. Now there's two holes in the wall at the back there that this is going to go into. Let me just push this back in. What I am going to do is just pull the excess of that LED line through here, so it does fit nice and flush. And there you go. That's in place there. I need to turn this back over now. This time, as you can see, it's on this side. Lovely. Now, another little tricky bit we're going to be doing now, we're going to be putting part of the roll cage in. Now, this is actually going underneath this section just here. So I'm going to have to hold it in with my fingers. And I'm attaching this from the top here, just like this, with AP screws. So one that side, and one just this side here. All I need then is some CM screws, and I'm surprised we're doing this now. I thought this would be something that we did before, but I'm actually putting this media center into place with CM screw either side. And then by putting this into place, it does mean I can then take all this tape off here. So I've got these wires on top, which I don't want to be going anywhere. So with some of this painter's tape I've got here, I am just going to now put some along here to keep them in position so they're not going to move. And keeping it nice and tidy. I'm going to do the same with these brake lights. Now these are the ones that everyone's saying are really fragile. So if I pin these now to the side of the car, there'll be no distress on the brake lights on either side. Let's get this one out and do the same on this side. So my whole motive is to ensure that they're not going to get pulled. And there you go. I'm happy with that. And with that done, if I just turn this over and I'll open the boot up so you can see that media center. That's all there is to do in that stage. So I'm hoping now you can see why I'm not doing a full pack here. We're going to be doing stage 100. Here's the instructions. And it looks like we've got the headlights here. So Going to be putting the headlights into place. We are going to be mounting a circuit board by the look of it. I need to be unplugging some leads, I'm guessing. Don't know. Putting a neon in, is that right? Putting this into place just like this. There's a lot to do on this one again. Look at this. And then I'm feeding through these wires. This is going to be fun. On each side. I think this will probably be the last stage we do. We do 2 stages together. Look how much there is to do just in this stage. Wow. And the good news about doing it this way is that I still get a video out for the Skyline, but I haven't impeded on all the replacement parts that are coming for that misaligned decals. So that's good. But what we're going to be doing first is I'm going to be piecing the reflector to the frame of these headlights here. So quite simply, this is just going to be going in just like that there. I need a couple of AP screws. This is the lens, by the way. We don't do anything with that at the moment. And I'm going to get one just in this side here. And then one just at the back here. Okay, let's put that to one side. And I need the car PCB. Look how many wires I've still got in this. You know what? I'm just going to unplug them all. Because I don't know. I can't even see in the picture what they've got already in. But there we go. We've got the PCB board here. Right, we're going to be mounting this into the car. As you can see, we haven't actually attached this to the car yet. So I'm just going to take that out. And I'm going to want to put this board into place here. So they've got it going in this way with this green section facing off in that direction. It's going to be sitting onto these risers at the back here. Now, if you noticed, I put some tape on the back to stop any short circuits with this. I'm keeping that on there. And I'm going to screw through that tape. I need some AGM screws. And I'm going to secure this in. So, one there. There's no danger of any short circuits now on the bottom of this board. Now, if you have a look, it does sort of fit off center here. There's a little tilt in it, which is a bit weird, but there you go. Okay, I'm just going to put that to one side again because I need connectors 7 and 8. I've got 7 here, which looks like this, which means that this one here must be 8 because it looks exactly the same. And it is. Let's put these to one side. Bring over this base, and I'm turning it upside down. And what I want to do is I want to take cable 8, and even though we've got a label on, I want to split this like this down here. Now, the red side I've got is going to be going into the hole that I can see just at the other side of this exhaust here. There you go. That wasn't easy. Okay, and because we've done that on one side, on the other side, I'm going to be putting the ground side, and that's going to go through the square hole just there. Pull that all the way through, including that paper identifying mark here. Now, this light is going to be fitting along the back, just here. So when I take the adhesive off of this, and I put this just along this edge here, that looks good. What I'm going to do then is feed through the excess wire here. So you really do want to split it right up, like this. And there you go. Perfect. Now, the wire that we've got running along this back section here, we're just going to be putting into place with a little bit of black insulating tape. It's going to ensure that that doesn't move. Perfect. Now, if I turn this over, with the red one here, there is a chance that that could move. I'm going to put a little bit of insulating tape just there. Once again, it's all to do with making sure these wires don't get pulled. Now, even though we took off cable 7, we don't actually need that at the moment. I'm going to leave that to one side. What I do now need is the high beam headlight wire, and this is wire N. So I'm just looking for that. That's here. And they want me to thread this wire through the engine bay like this, including this lead here. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to get this end. It means I'm only threading one wire through, and it's going to go into a hole that I've got into the firewall here. Now, if you're wondering where the opening on the left side of the firewall is, I've got a bent screwdriver here. It's basically under the lip here. This is where this is coming in from. So if I can actually feed this through the top here and grab it with these tweezers, we will be able to pull that through just like that. Much easier. And now it's a case of having to have a muck around to get this into position, which means you're going to need to do some pretty nifty wire tidy, which I'm going to do now. I'm trying to feed it right deep into the engine here so you don't really see it. And for that reason, I think it's probably best to do it from the underside here. And as you can probably tell, I am cutting this a little bit because I am taking my time to ensure I get this where I want it. So I'm going to want these coming out of the bigger hole that I've got here. Now, for the shorter wire, that's easy because there's nothing in the way of it, as you can see, and I can plumb this around, not have a problem at all. But for the other wire, I am going to have a problem because, let me just get this in here, I've got to get under this thing, and I don't think this comes out, so I'm going to have to sort of catch it from the underside here, which I can tell you wasn't easy. So I've got that in there, and now I'm trying to hold these into place while I pull through any excess here, as you can see. I'm going to hide this front wire a little bit better. Perfect. And there we go. That's those headlights. Wow. In place. Looking like that. And again, pretty much hidden on the top there. Now, guess what? We need the dipped headlights now. We're going to have to do this exactly the same way. It's going to go through the same hole as well. So once again, I'm going to have to put my bent tweezers up here, ready to accept the plug. And when they're both in, they should look like that. That is fiddly, very fiddly, but as you can see, it's completely hidden from the engine bay there. Now I need the crankcase deflector looking like this. I'm also going to need that wire 7 that we had. Here it is. Once again, I'm going to separate these out. And I want to put the ground side, which is the black side, through this hole here. This is a lot easier. And again, wrap this paper up, which identifies the cable, so that can go all the way through as well. And I'm going to be sticking this just along the back here. So let's get that in. Trying to get it central. Gluing the wire underneath though. There you go. And that's into place there. Again, just pull through that excess. It hasn't asked me to do this, but I think I am just going to pin it from the underside here, just with some tape, to stop once again any distress going onto that connection. So that's in. Put that to one side. Bring over this part of the car again. We've got 2 CM screws just there. I need to temporarily remove those. Okay, this crankcase deflector here is going to be going underneath the car. It actually goes on this way, but imagine it underneath the car. So for that reason, I've got some wires here, which guess what? They've got to go into the same holes that these are coming out of here. So once again, you're going to have to give me time so I can get these threaded through. I think I've actually found a way to do this, and that is to bring them up just through this section here. So that's one there. Let's just get a bit of excess on that. Do the same with the other one. There you go. And because we've removed these wires now, which I should have done before, look, I can actually just thread this through under the firewall. As you can see. Why didn't we do that first time? Oh my God. All right, okay. And I'm wondering if that's why they wanted us to do it. So I'm going to put the CM screws just back in here. Keep that firewall into place. Because I do have those leads through now. Right, I could turn this upside down. I will pull through the excess eventually because I'm going to be putting this into place. And it's going to be going just into this section here. They're held in with SM screws on each side first. So I am just going to put the end screws in. Then I'll put the inner ones in. And you do want to make sure that this is fitting flush and square in here. Otherwise I do think we're going to have a problem going later on putting other parts in if it isn't in completely straight. But there we go, that's into place there. Now I need some AGM screws, which I've got here. These are just going into the front here. And there we go, that's in just like that. So if I just turn this back around, what I do want to do now is I want to pull through the excess of these leads. Now it might mean that I will have to loosen this up again, just on this side, because I don't want to be pinching anything. So as you see, I've hid the wires underneath as good as possible. You can't see them from the top as well, but they are all there, and they are all coming out of this section just here. Now it does make me laugh that I've missed the stage out after doing all of that. I've got to put these wires in, which are coming out of each side as well. Now the good thing is now I know that I can take those CM screws off. I'm not going to have much of a hard time tracing this through like I've done for the rest of these. I need to put G in. So, silly me, but you know, it is what it is. I'll take this out and I'll get these in. So, by getting those cables through, that took an age because I obviously had to take the crankcase cover off. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Right, okay, it's done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to be putting the left headlight into position. So, need to get all of these in. Now, just going to make sure this is going in the right way. Now, the blue and red one is going into the recessed area here. The red and white one is going into the middle hole here. And then finally the blue and black one is going into the ends. This is like the indicators or the side lights. Now, the indicator one, we are going to need to fold around quite flat for this to fit flat in here. And now I'm just going to wiggle this into position. Just like that. Perfect. You may need to take this bracket out here, which keeps falling out at the moment, just so we can have some leverage to get that in there. And I've got some ZM screws, 2 of these, which is going to screw that into position. So one there, and just one on this side. Perfect. Looking good. And then I've got some SM screws handy. I've got the lens here, which just goes in like that. 2 of these just in here to hold that into place. Now you are going into plastic, so make it tight, but not too tight. And with that done, I'm just putting this back in so I don't lose it. That's all there is to do in that stage. And that is actually where I'm going to leave it today, because just turning around here and looking at the time, this whole thing, just doing those 2 stages, has taken me 2 hours. Can you believe that? 2 hours. But there you go. It's looking good. Just like that. Oh, I'm sweating. Now, you know what? The advantage of doing this after everybody else is I sort of anticipated the problems people were having. So obviously I've been meticulous to try and make sure I don't have those same problems. But we are looking really good. And obviously I will get on with this stage. By the time that I do the rest of the stages, I'm sure that last pack's going to be here. And then we can put it all together. I think what I'm going to do in the meantime is really work on the wire tidy now, because we already have all the lights that we need, all the wires that we need at the front end, so I can trace this back through the car. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.